Welcome to Exile. I am having the best time in the world here in San Diego, including still getting to work for all of you. You guys are paying for my vacation, so it's only fair that I do a little work during my vacation. This is about Judge Boasberg's going to get impeached, according to, well, Trump's trying, and he's got a lot of other legal, this is a legal issue focused one, especially on illegal immigration. So this is our buddy, Stephen Miller, on the real good work being done by Trump on the immigration.
Traffic in Los Angeles, your health insurance premiums go down, your public school classroom size will shrink dramatically. They have more time to educate every student. You won't have to compete for public benefits. If you're down on your luck, you're having a hard time, and you do need to get support from the government, you're not going to be in line behind millions of illegal aliens from the third world. This is going to be such a gift to the quality of life of everyday Americans, Jesse. It's hard to even express the wonders that await for working people.
Well, I mean, you had me at no traffic in L.A. If you guys can get that message broadcast loud and clear over there, I mean, I think you'll have a lot of those people in L.A. saying adios themselves. When you're hearing stories, Miller, about people self-deporting, what do we know about how many people have decided to just pack up and leave themselves?
Well, based on the labor force data, so as you know, under the Biden administration, all job growth on net since Biden came into office went to foreigners.
Did you hear that? All of the job growth under Biden was not for Americans. It was all to foreigners. So all those fake job numbers that were artificially pushed up to make Biden look good, they weren't even for Americans. They all went to foreigners. Now, all of Trump's job numbers, we reported this last month as they came out, there was a net loss of jobs to foreigners and a net gain to Americans. That's the difference. All it took was a different president, guys.
E.g., they went to the migrants. Under Trump, all job gains have gone to Americans. Looking at labor force data, we believe there's already been 1 million self-deportations. Wow. So we are well on our way here. If we stay the course, Jesse, and if illegal aliens understand the consequences of staying versus the opportunities of leaving, we're going to see millions and millions more self-deportations. Because if you stay, here's the consequences. You face sudden arrest, sudden deportation, you face the potential garnishment of all of your income, all of your wages, the loss of your property, incarceration and imprisonment for immigration and other crimes. If you choose to self-deport, you can go back home. You do have the opportunity to apply for legal entry if you wish to do so in the future, and you're going to get a $1,000 check on your way out. So it's a very clear choice. And we're seeing over 1 million illegal aliens are clearly choosing just to go back to their countries.
And look, if there is some kind of a shortage of employment in farms and in labor and at hotels, they're going to look to which illegals deported themselves by choice and followed the rules to put them up in line. And we'll go, hey, we have a shortage of this many hotel workers, and boom, we can go get all those ones that registered and got deported, that deported themselves and got their $1,000 check, and we'll bring them back in on a work visa. So problem solved. This is a really good plan.
But look, at the end of the day, what this really comes down to is this, Jesse. Who lives in your country determines what your country is, right? Haiti doesn't work as a country. Like, it just doesn't. People have tried forever. People have spent billions of dollars trying to make Haiti work as a project. Haiti doesn't work. If you take Haiti and you move it to America, it's not going to work here. Somalia doesn't work as a country, has never worked as a country.
This is about national identity, and I totally agree with what he's saying. If you bring immigrants in, they need to be Americanized and brought here and participate in the great American dream. We're not racist. We don't care if you're brown. We don't even care if you're from another country. If you get here legally, welcome to the country. But we want you to embrace our culture and our Constitution instead of waving your own home flag. That doesn't belong here. Go wave your flag in your own country. Now, on illegal immigration, we're going to get to the judge real quick. But first, here's Bernie Sanders on how he changed his tune. He went from being pro-illegal to now he's for deporting them because Democrats do not have an issue to run on. This is a 70-30 issue, guys. Incredibly popular with the American people. Democrats will never win again if they don't become the deportation party.
He decided not to run for re-election.
How concerned are you about these continuing ICE efforts that we are seeing, the videos of a number of Republicans continue to say, Republican governors I've spoken to continue to say, well, look, they are going after the baddest of the bad people. We have wiretaps on people and investigations. I read a piece in The Atlantic that says they're actually pulling people in FBI or elsewhere in law enforcement who are actually doing investigations on really bad people who are here illegally in order just to get body counts, in order to get the 3,000 people a day that Stephen Miller, has told multiple people in the administration that he wants.
By the way,
Look,
they need to get
this is where
they need to get 8,000 a day to make up for what Biden did. So 3,000 a day is only 1/3 to 1/2 of the job. So calm down, Cooper. Calm down, Anderson.
think the American people are at. If you are a drug dealer, if you are somebody in this country undocumented or has committed a crime, I think most people think, hey, have a nice day, you're out of here. And I support that.
Have a nice day, you're out of here. If you're an illegal drug dealer or if you're a criminal, there you go. And by the way, that's where most people are at. We're more concerned with the drug dealers. I agree with you have to be able to deport any illegal because they are a lawbreaker just by now. This is going to play into Adam Schiff. It's going to play into these wacky judges. This is our buddy, Mike Davis. D.C. Obama judge Bob Boasberg told the leaders of the federal judiciary that there's an impending constitutional crisis. This is widely inappropriate, out of line, and flat out wrong. After that, Boasberg told the president of the United States to turn around the military planes full of terrorists. This was a lawless order, by the way. That was a secret mission, and the planes did not turn around. He exposed an ongoing military mission. That's not his job. The impeachment of Judge Boasberg cannot come soon enough. Thanks for having me on. Here's Mike Davis.
The Article 3 Project joins us now. How did you take this story, this Boasberg story? What did you make of it?
Margot Cleveland at The Federalist did an excellent job reporting this case. You have this D.C. Obama judge, Jeb Boasberg, who told the Judicial Conference, the leaders of the federal judiciary, that there's going to be a constitutional crisis with President Trump and they need to stop it, which is highly inappropriate that he did that in the first place. And then several days later, on Saturday, March 15th of this year, D.C. Obama Judge Jeb Boasberg opened up his courtroom in D.C. when it was not even his duty dockets that weekend and ordered the President of the United States to turn around military planes expelling foreign terrorists, a clearly lawless order. Thankfully, these planes did not turn around and these planes full of terrorists landed in El Salvador, but this was a clearly coordinated, premeditated attack on the presidency by D.C. Obama Judge Jeb Boasberg.
Yeah, and the funny thing is that all of these judges probably see themselves as fighting for the country and for the democracy. They love this kind of phrasing on the left. But how undemocratic is it for some guy that's never been elected to anything, a district judge that was brought in by just one very far left president, to just assume the power of the presidency and tell the president what he can and can't do? They love these nationwide injunctions. And I'm sure that they must feel so marginalized now that they can no longer do it. It must be killing them that the Supreme Court has made that decision.
Yeah, and I had never done this up until this point, but I have called for the impeachment of this judge, Boasberg. What he did was not only extremely illegal, he got slapped down by the Supreme Court after that. It was also extremely dangerous to our national security. He exposed an ongoing military operation to expel the most dangerous terrorist in the Western Hemisphere. And
so Mike Davis is building a case against Boasberg. We're going to find out if this has legs or not. I hope it does. I think Boasberg should be impeached, but he's starting to roll that one out. I say impeach Boasberg. But wait, it gets better. Because remember, Boasberg getting the boot. We want Emil Boove on the Supreme Court. Here's Julie Kelly. Tomorrow is Senate Judiciary Committee vote on Emil Boove for Third Circuit Appellate Court. We got to start loading up these lower courts. Democrats have been trying to sink the nomination for weeks. Then suddenly a whistleblower appeared. A review of his account and subsequent interviews show an insubordinate activist is trying to get Emil Boove undermined. I did a previous video weeks ago on how Emil Boove is the only guy that terrifies Adam Schiff. And speaking of Adam Schiff, he's suddenly silent on Trump calling out Adam Schiff on his Letitia James-like real estate fraud. Here's Laura Ingraham.
The man who chaired the Trump impeachment inquiry and peddled Russia collusion lies to any media outlet that would listen, was suddenly tight-lipped today when pressed on new allegations that he may have committed mortgage fraud.
Senator, do you have a response to Trump saying you're guilty of mortgage fraud? Do you have any response? Senator, why did you decide to make your primary residence in Maryland for 10 years, for a decade?
Oh, not so chatty.
Any comment on Trump accusing you of mortgage fraud, sir?
Pencil neck.
Any response?
Oh, yeah. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. We did, especially after seeing his 2011 affidavit where he and his wife attested to the veracity of statements calling Potomac, Maryland, his principal residence.
Yeah, you can't do that and run for office. And we're going to finally wrap it up on this last one by Mike Davis. This is an outstanding pick. Donald Trump says, I am pleased to nominate Jennifer Mascott to serve as a judge of the United States Court of Appeals for the Third Circuit. Jennifer clerked for Justice Clarence Thomas and Justice Brett Kavanaugh, where she learned much about upholding the Constitution and safeguarding our freedoms. Jennifer is a highly respected constitutional law professor, served in the Department of Justice in my first term, and currently works in the White House counsel's office. The incredible people of Delaware, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey have confidence in Jennifer. She will be a strong judge and protect the rule of law. Congratulations, Jens. That's good news. Trump is getting his court picks in. Anytime they're packing the court means they're setting her up for the Supreme Court, and it helps Trump keep from offset the appointment of all of these radicals. What do you guys think? Does Boasberg get impeached? Yes or no? I'm Doug in Exile.